Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking another look at a console issue and actually a console leak, this time dealing with the Xbox One S All Digital Edition, which is being given the moniker the Xbox One SAD. Hey guys, Editing Shane here, and I just want to give you a heads up that the audio does not get better in this video. That is the face of a guy that's about to lose an audio file, and he doesn't even know it yet, so I do apologize in advance for the on-camera audio in this video. It'll improve in future videos. Now back to this ugly mug talking about consoles, which I think is the perfect way to describe this upcoming console, at least this rumored console that looks like it'll be announced early this coming week. So Xbox is something that I haven't been into for a while. I did own an Xbox 360, but I don't own an Xbox One. However, I do own a couple of Xbox One controllers, and that's because for my money and for my hands and everything else, I feel like these are the best controllers out there on the market. At least if you're staying away from those ultra expensive like Elite controllers and Scuff controllers, that sort of thing. As far as the general just regular standard run-of-the-mill console controllers go, my money's with the Xbox One controllers, and I absolutely love the controllers for certain games. Driving games are really nice with a controller versus a mouse and keyboard. But as a PC gamer, I don't necessarily want to take this channel the direction of talking about consoles an overly large amount of time, but this is actually an issue that affects the entire industry, so I want to talk a little bit about this price leak and about why the Xbox One SAD is really sad for console consumers in general. So if you haven't already seen it, this leak comes from the website winfuture.de, which I believe would be from a German website here. And they have the price leak at 229 euros, and that would translate to roughly 250, 260 USD. However, it's not a straight over comparison. It's entirely possible this console comes out at 200 USD as opposed to 250 due to other taxes that may apply to Europe that don't apply here, as well as Microsoft's got to be looking at the markets separately anyways. Maybe 229 euros flies there, but 250 USD wouldn't fly here in the United States. So maybe Microsoft adjusts the pricing, but let's pretend for a minute that this comes in at 200 USD. That's still too expensive for what's being offered here from the Xbox One SAD, and it's really not very friendly to consumers that are buying this console instead of the original Xbox One S, or better yet, the Xbox One X. It's just not good for consumers either way. The first big knock I have on the Xbox One SAD is the fact that it loses the 4K Blu-ray player, which if you don't know, a 4K Blu-ray player is actually somewhat expensive just as a standalone item. Now, I understand that a lot of us don't really use Blu-ray players or even the Blu-ray option of consoles as Blu-ray players much anymore, but we're talking about an item that is about $140 on the cheap end on Amazon, which is a feature of the Xbox One S, the original one with the disc drive. That's getting yanked completely from the Xbox One SAD, and consumers are losing that out completely. Now, that's a bigger deal for people that don't have a good internet connection, people that can't stream 4K video to their TVs or to their consoles, then into their TVs. The Blu-ray player is still a great option for anyone, whether it's an entire country that doesn't have great access to the internet, or just rural people in the United States that don't have great access to the internet or have very slow connections. This is a great option, and this is getting yanked completely. Now, to the credit of the Xbox One SAD, with the whole idea of going all digital, to me, doesn't really affect gaming quite as much, because we see so many day one patches at this point that are such large downloads anyways. If you're on a very slow internet connection, it's still gonna cripple your ability to play the game on day one to begin with. So from the gaming side of things, where we're constantly getting updates and required downloads to play online, I don't think that's quite as big a deal as the removal of the Blu-ray video option for watching movies. But that's just me. Maybe you disagree with that, and if you do, hey, comments down below. But the bigger issue in my mind is currently you can buy an original Xbox One S with a 1 terabyte hard drive, often with bundles here. There are several available on Amazon for $235 and below. So you have the Battlefield 5 bundle for $232. You have the original 1 terabyte Xbox One S by itself for $207 plus change. And then you have a Minecraft Creators bundle for $226. And there are several other bundles here that you can get. $219 for NBA 2K9, which I know is a very popular game. Depending on your preference for sports games, that may be an extremely compelling option to get into console gaming. But the point is, the price is not being undercut by very much if it comes out at 200 USD, and I'm sure there will be bundles added into it to make it a little bit better, but those bundles aren't really going to be much cheaper, if at all, than the original Xbox One S. Now, there are 3 games coming with the Xbox One SAD: Minecraft, Sea of Thieves, and Forza Horizon 3, so that does add some value, especially if we get it down to that $200 price point. But we're losing a very expensive feature, and on the gaming side of things, while it might not matter so much from the internet perspective and from being able to download updates and that sort of thing, to me, like I said, with those large day one updates anyways, that's not going to effectively make a huge difference. But what this will make a big difference in is the used market, in that you can't just go into a used game shop and buy a used game for extremely cheap. You're going to be stuck to the digital store and completely at the mercy of any sales that are going on there, any deals that are there, potentially any codes that get released as promos elsewhere or that sort of thing. You're completely at the mercy of Microsoft's infrastructure and Microsoft's online store. Whereas before, if you couldn't find a good deal on the Microsoft store, you could just pop over to a local game shop and potentially they would have a used game at a much better price. Prices are likely to be higher for the individual game, is what I'm getting at, than if you have the option to buy a used game and save some money in that way. And really, this may be just a way for Microsoft to test the waters of the reception of a digital-only console. Now, I would argue that while a lot of PCs at this point are pretty much digital-only when it comes to the game markets, at least the PC is more of an open system. So, for example, if you're a developer and you want to develop a game and not go through Steam or the Epic Store or whatever other stores exist, like GOG or EA Origin, all those, then you can do that. You can release a PC game without having any storefront. You can just have the codes, or the game rather, being bought online only on your website and distribute it through just your website. That's completely possible. That's not so with the consoles, which is why I think the drives on the consoles, the ability to buy used game discs, is actually a much bigger deal on the consoles than PCs, which have been more or less digital only for a while now, though you can occasionally still find some games in a disc format. But even if you go into a store and buy a PC game, a lot of times you're just getting a Steam code to begin with. So for me, as far as I'm concerned, the Xbox One SAD is, well, just that. It's a SAD release. It's not good for consumers. I would not see any reason to buy this game because the games included with it are not all that compelling to begin with. Minecraft's been out on every platform since the beginning of time. There's a good chance you already own it on a different platform, and while it would be fun on a console, like, it's not the console mover. It's not going to sell a lot of consoles. Sea of Thieves was a flop from the beginning. I have not revisited that game in a long time. Hopefully it's gotten better, but I don't really see that as a console mover either. And then Forza Horizon 3 is not even the most recent Forza Horizon game to begin with. So while it is a good game and actually does add value to the console, and really all 3 of them add value to the console, I just don't think they're adding enough value to the console to override the fact you're losing a great Blu-ray drive and the ability to buy used game discs. So those are just my opinions, but of course I do want to hear from you guys. What are your opinions on this console? Is this something that you're gonna want to buy, or would you just lean towards the original Xbox One S, or go towards the Xbox One X? Or of course, if you're a PC gamer, I just want to know your outsider's perspective on what you're thinking about this whole console war right now, and moving towards a digital-only console. That would be an interesting conversation to have in those comments down below as well. But if you like this video, give it a like, share, subscribe, comment. All those things help out the channel. You can check out my merch store with the link down below as well, and I'll let YouTube queue up a couple more videos from my channel for you to watch. I'm Shane with Hoosier Hardware, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.